Hello, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to Warships, where today, in Friday's video, we are going to be featuring the Tier 6 German cruiser, the Graf Spee. Now this is first time I've featured this ship on the channel, but this ship has been, I think, in the game since 2016, into 2016. And as of update 10.5, she's no longer available in the game. But this cruiser belonged to a class of unique ships that combine the features of both a battleship and a cruiser. According to the WoW's wiki, the German Navy officially classified her as a cruiser armed with 283mm main guns. The ship was superior to any light cruiser or heavy cruiser of her time and was only slightly inferior to them in terms of speed. So some pros and cons of the ship as we get ready to go into the battle here. She has the largest health pool of all Tier 6 cruisers, largest guns of all Tier 6 cruisers with high AP penetration and damage, enough to be a threat to battleships, excellent turret traverse speed for large guns, good torpedoes with good range and wide firing arcs, very good torpedo protection for a cruiser, decent AA suite, and access to several useful consumables, including the repair party. As you can see, you also have hydroacoustic search and fighter planes mounted. Cons: you only have 6 rifles and 2 turrets, so your DPM is rather poor. Bad main battery firing arcs, better when angling, kiting away. Very poor reload speed for a cruiser. Underwhelming HE performance, low damage, and poor fire chance. It's the slowest of all Tier 6 cruisers. Worst accuracy of all Tier 6 cruisers. Fires and floods last longer compared to standard cruisers. Thin plating makes her vulnerable to most higher tier BBs from overmatch, 16mm bow, 25mm deck. Torpedo launcher easily gets incapacitated or destroyed when kiting because it's mounted on the rear, and vulnerable engine and rudder from being an big HE shell and torpedo. Interesting way to phrase that. So going into the battle here, you can see you got the AP loaded. We had some shots we fired off on that Pensacola, who's now kiting away. And now I'm trying to get this Fuso's attention. Now we have this Leander who's broadside to us. Moving in like this allows for opportunities like this. So I'm really hoping to maybe we can get some good penetration damage or maybe even a Citadel in on this Leander, but we're just getting overpinned so far, it seems. So we're pushing right on in. That is when the Tier 6 submarine, US submarine, the Cachalot, appears. And so we're going to have to engage with him. Originally, I was just kind of pushing behind these islands here. But then we're also going to have another threat appear in the B cap. And that is going to be in the shape and the form of an enemy destroyer. So that should be better for me to be firing HE here. But alas, it's we're not quite at that point right now. So I should already be switching over to it. I just kind of kept the AP because it's hard because the submarine's just, you can see he's already submerged and going back under. But I'm also keeping it open just in case this Leander reappears. And he reappears and we get the first blood in killing him. And then we have a Fubuki. So basically we have to full send. I can't stop and sit here. If I stop and sit, I'm a vulnerable target not moving. So the Fubuki can easily get one of his torpedo racks in. He's got 3 torpedo racks, 3 sets of 3. So we fire that AP salvo because that's what's loaded. And we're getting an HE salvo, or HE, high explosive, reloading now. So the goal of the game with my hydroacoustic search going is just trying to avoid many torpedoes. Now I should have aimed at further ahead because of acceleration. Those torps are going to go behind him. But I was trying to focus on trying to avoid these torpedoes, but we do take one. And the Fubuki is going to outmaneuver our torpedoes, unfortunately. That would have been really funny if we got the torp kill on him. But we got the secondaries trained on him, and we're just focusing on the Fubuki. I can't really deal or worry about the submarine behind me right now because of our positioning. Now, in this position, I do have to get into cover. We have the Pensacola out in the open. The enemy Graf Spee can have a firing solution on me, so basically I just look over to see him. He's there, and realizing I was like, hey, is his guns looking at me? No, they're not. Let's get this island between me and him. And I'm going to dump off this torpedo set just in case. You never know. because we do have 8-kilometer torpedoes on the Graf Spee. So we got AP loaded. I get a little greedy here when I get this last salvo off, but because I showed so much side, like it's the poor firing angles that the rear turret has, the Pensacola almost kills us. I think it took us down like 370 some health. And now my goal is to sit here and heal. So I'd let my team know of that in chat. But this is basically kind of being an aggressive Graf Spee in ranked. I would have liked to kind of played more in the center, maybe more around the sea cap. But once we had the enemy Leander, we had the Cachalot submarine, and then the Fubuki. Basically, we had to just go in. It was going to be too dangerous to try to stop and keep a distance. But we let our speed and maneuverability help avoid most all those torpedoes. So, we dodged 8 of 9. So I'm going to wait for this other heal to come up. But I'm reversing, seeing maybe we can get some damage in on this enemy battleship, the Normandy. So I'm reversing up even further. And I'm going to see maybe he's going to reverse into my torpedoes. So you can see the firing arcs of the torpedoes here. It's actually really good, even though they're mounted on the rear. So this is one thing that is nice about the Graf Spee. So I'm going ahead and put it in acceleration because I don't want to get detected by him, because one salvo for him will probably kill me. His guns, one turret looks like it's facing this way. And we're going to try to space those shots out. Did over 5,000 damage to him. Secondaries are going. And now we're going to duck and cover behind the island. And he does take a salvo at us. It could have been the submarine behind me to the left, but I think it was for me. Because it's more valuable to my team at this point that I stay alive. So we're going to play it safe. And you can see I can't heal back any more damage. I've healed back all I can. But this is basically going to just be a short, fast-paced ranked battle in the Graf Spee. So you got to see some of her strengths. You also got to see some of her weaknesses. With the firing angles of the rear turret, you got to show a lot of side. It's better to kite away. You got to see torpedoes in action. You got to see the repair party. You got to see the hydroacoustic search. And that she does have decent speed, despite being a rather large cruiser. You don't feel like you get outpaced. Though, when you miss with those 2 turrets, you definitely feel it because your DPM is so low with having like a 20-second reload time. So we made it to rank 7. So personal score, we did over 4,500 experience, 285 free XP. We got Dreadnought and First Blood. 32 target hits, 3 destroyed, set on fire, Citadel. We got 15 target hits with our secondaries. That was mostly on that Fubuki, as I am running Lucians on my Graf Spee, if memory serves correct. We got top of the team with 1,343 base experience. So quite good. The Fuso did really good. He was with 1,332, if my eyes do not deceive me in looking at the screen. Just such a fast-paced battle. You can see the damage there, mostly to the Fubuki in terms of overall health. And then, finishing below on that Pensacola and the Leander as well. So we got a little bit of everybody, except I think that the New Mexico and one other player. And then this is what it looks like with premium account, with credits and XP earnings. So I hope you liked this battle. Tomorrow I will be doing a upgrade and commander build of the Graf Spee. I'll show you what I have right now and what I do intend to take, because the grind for a 21-point commander is real. So if you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up. If you did not, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do want to see more. If you haven't subscribed, thanks so much. I really appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.